Yo, YouTube, it's time for a sales day video. Pretty good variety here. I didn't have any collects orders, but I do have a couple whatnot orders, as well as orders in both eBay stores. So I'm going to start with the whatnot orders this time. So here's whatnot. I'm going to go into orders. These are the two that I have to fill here. I've got the Jeter and this Kurt Cobain. What's interesting about that is one would be listed in my sports store and one would be listed in my non-sports eBay store as far as like finding the SKUs in that. So let's pull that Jeter card first. So I go to my unsold listings. Here's the Jeter because I need the SKU number in order to pull the order. So 417 bag 11. So this is how I do it when there's it's up here. That's how I do it when it's collects or a whatnot order, because I don't have the SKU listed. I'll put the SKU in on whatnot. I guess that's a lie, because I have the SKU in on whatnot, and if I go on the browser version and I go into the item, I can see the SKU. But honestly, it's easier to just look it up on the unsold eBay listings. There we go. There's the Jeter. And then I don't have my other device charged. I was going to do everything off my phone today, so I have to log out of the one eBay account, log into the other one to get the ID number for the Kurt Cobain. So I'm going to do that off to the side here for a second. This is where two devices does come in handy from time to time. Okay, so we're going to go look at our unsold listings in this one. And there it is. There's the Kurt Cobain right at the top. So 624 bag 4. 624 bag 4. And the one thing that I didn't show you in the other one, I'll have to go back and do that in the other account. But I delete that unsold listing then. So that kind of tells me that I've completed that sale, because I don't want to get it like accidentally listed again or something like that on the eBay store. There it is, Kurt Cobain. That sold for $19.99, so that was a nice sale. The Jeter sold for $3.99. Actually, I take that back because they're rounded down $1. 624 for. But you don't have nearly the fees. There's no promotional fees on that. So this one would have been $19. This would have been $3. And then the buyer pays shipping too. So good sale. So then once I pull the card for whatnot and it's completely going to be done and out of my inventory, then I go to this item, hit actions, hit edit, click on the Cobain, and then I click the delete button. Are you sure you want to remove? Yes, I do. And there we go. Now the Kurt Cobain is totally gone. And actually, I need to do that with this AT-AT too, because I had already shipped it. All right, let's go ahead and we might as well pull the non-sports sales then, since we're in here. We'll do that first. So 813.3. So that's right here. We got a couple of these in the back, I believe. Yep, it's Gunsmoke card here. Sold for $1.85. Pick that up at the National. And we've got a Christmas Story card, 8.5 bag 2. One of the most fun pack rips I've ever had, partially because it was very successful. Let's see, I need the one where he's shooting the gun the first time. I actually think this is the one that I got the printing plate of too, Ralphie's First Aim. Alright, so I sold that one for $1.99. I'm happy to get like anything for these, because I mainly bought them to get the auto, and then I got the printing plate besides. And I got a dual auto of Ralphie and Randy, which was perfect. So anything I get back on those is just good for me. And I've sold some of the inserts. I've sold some of the puzzle cards, some of the ornaments. They haven't done too bad. I have a Marvel Zombies. I still haven't sold the Donald Trump. I'm surprised. I have it overpriced, of course, but I kind of thought maybe that would have gone. Alright, let's see. Don Imus is what we need. I love these cards. If I found another stack of these, I'd buy them all. I'm going to just go buy a couple of sets. There's Don Imus, and that's all for $2.99. So it's these were made in the 90s. It's based on different celebrities as zombies made by Topps. They found a whole stack of them in a quarter box at the National, and yeah, I bought every single one, of course. Okay, next we've got a Garbage Pail Kids. If you haven't watched me and Charlie's last live, it was a really good one, I thought. Lots of information, some data shared, some screens shared, so very interactive. And we talked a lot about non-sport and what sells in non-sport and why stuff sells and how it sells. Sappy Sarah, there we go, for $2.99, Garbage Pail Kids. And Garbage Pail Kids was in the topic every time, or in the conversation every time, so Garbage Pail Kids definitely a winner. Alright, Star Wars Galaxy for $2 bag 10. Didn't have a ton of non-sports sales. Non-sports been kind of slow lately, but sports is really booming. That's one of the reasons I kind of like it. Give us a balance. Here it is, the Cantina poster, $1.79. With all the Cantina aliens in the band. One seems to kind of pick up the slack for the other. I've also been focusing more on, as far as like listing on eBay, getting a lot of football stuff on, so that obviously pushes some sales then too. And a lot of my time spent in the non-sport stuff has been copying all the eBay inventory, downloading that, because I started a new CDP for just my eBay inventory, or my non-sport stuff, so I could get those moved over to collects and whatnot. And that obviously takes some time, because you have to, the non-sport stuff's really annoying, because when you download it from eBay, it doesn't have the category, and you have to go put that in. Okay, so this is what I need here. Old Friends Holiday Special green card here, I believe, right? That's the one that we want. Yeah, the green one. And I got 2 orders from that buyer, but this one was for $5. And then there's the red version sold as well. That's in a different bag, so we'll pull that out. 614. So only have to go to 120 and 2. It's got to be here. 120 and 2. I think is what it was. Yeah, it's got to be. There's some Star Wars in here. Here we go. Oh, there it is, the red. Yeah, you can see the red foil on the bottom there. And that's all for $5.99. So, not bad. $11 for those 2 Star Wars cards. One base and one the red parallel. Which red parallel is kind of rare. I haven't seen a ton of them. I got that obviously in a big, collection that I bought. Alright, we got a few Pokemon cards. They're going to mostly be from the Halloween packs, because that's about all that I buy for Pokemon. And I need 3 Haunters. Here's 1, 2, and 3. And those sold for $5.97 for the 3 of them. So happy to sell those. I mean, obviously they didn't really cost me anything. It was like $18 for, I don't know, 80 packs or 120 packs. I think those were the big packs I was getting at Costco, so they were really cheap. And that's why I buy them, because I want to have some Pokemon on hand, and at least it's like the bigger characters, and they're kind of like an exclusive release, right? It just comes out at Halloween. They didn't have a Halloween release this year. Alright, so we need a Jin Urso. Here we go. Jin Urso Rebel Alliance insert. That sold for $3. This year it was Squishmallows instead of Pokemon, which I did buy a pack and rip, but I haven't really listed any of them yet. Alright, now we've got another couple Garbage Pail Kits to finish out the non-sport orders. 9-1 bag 8. So we need a Nasty Nick fan favorites. Pretty sweet card there. Here we go. Well, that's Evil Eddie. Which one is this? 9B. Yep, Evil Eddie is the one that we need. Yeah. And that's all for $4.99. Not bad there. Would have got that out of a dime or quarter box at the National. Probably a quarter. I didn't see as good a dime boxes this year, especially with Dell not being there, and they were just kind of selling down. It seemed they were just selling down like Dell's leftover inventory, because a lot of the boxes were boxes I had seen the year before. So I didn't get as much from him as I normally would have. Alright, and then we got one more Garbage Pail Kids. I think it's this one, Monstrous Monica. There we go. And that's sold for $2.99. $357. So that's gonna go in. I haven't done a lot of listing in the non-sport store recently, so I think that's a big part of it. Most of it's been in the sports store, because in the non-sport I've just been copying over the inventory, which did get me a decent sale in Whatnot, though. That Kurt Cobain card for 19 bucks, that was a good sale. I was surprised it sat around that long on eBay, but pretty much as soon as it went to Whatnot, it sold. So that might be a better market for that type of stuff for me. And that's precisely why I want to do it. I want to get, you know, cards in as many markets as possible, because you don't really know where all the buyers are. Not anymore. Okay, what do we need? We need a Tampa Bay. That's Tampa Bay Buccaneers? No, it's 49ers. Team card. Hold on. Where did that go? There's no 49ers team card in here. 356. Oh, geez. This might be in a different bag. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Well, let's take a look at that one. I don't see it in there. Anyway, it was in... Why does it say 1991? Like, this is a total incorrect listing. And somebody bought it. It says 1991 Topps Eugene Marv Tampa Bay Bucks. Clearly that's not the photo of it. But now that I see that, let me see if that card's in there. I don't think so. I don't see any 91 Topps in here. This is all like 82. Strange. I'll have to go back and look at that one and see which one the customer actually wants, because it's a picture of the 49ers team leaders on there, which I'm thinking is what he wants. And then the listing is a 91 Topps. So I'll see which way he wants to go and then pull that card in. Anyway, that's sold for $1.99. We got a bunch of All-Star Game cards, which is great. Just really trying to get those down. I'd love to get some for sets for the new year. These are all from last year, which of course was a better year anyway as far as rookies and stuff go. But anyway, I got to pull 6 cards from there for $44.90. Alright, and then we got, because those are in these, no, those are in those set boxes down there. So I got to pull those out. Alright, time for some berry. So we need 125, 25, 13. And I've sold those ASG cards down really well. I mean, they've been super hot. Those are a great purchase. Here's a Fleer 91 berry for $2.99. So I'd love to get them skewed and put away and be done with it. And then Try to pick up some of the New Year ones. 9/11/25. We got a Shohei. All-Star Game Shohei, so kind of along the same lines there from the All-Star set. There we go. This is what this year's looks like, 2025. Throw that in there. I haven't seen the sets anywhere. Haven't been looking as much either. I don't really go to Target or Walmart or anything. I found them at Target last year. But I should probably start looking, because usually it was about this time of year last year that they were kind of done with selling them online, and they just shipped them to all the stores to try to move. They weren't on like a special or anything, but the price is right compared to what you can sell the singles for, which you can't say for a lot of releases. Okay, now we got a bunch of Favre stuff. Bags ripping there. We've got, how many cards is this? 10 cards for $168.60, so that's a big order. You need classics. Hopefully it's a lot of just commons, base cards, because I'm, again, really still trying to pare down how much of that I got to sell, because I have lots of it to still list. I have many 5-row boxes of Favre. I mean, look at, you can see how many copies of this Donruss I had, so happy to sell one of those. But yeah, I have, I think, 3 5-row boxes left, so about 15,000 cards of Favre to list. So every sale I get gets me closer to getting some more of that on there and moving it. 615.6. It's 15.6. All right, we need a Leaf flashback right on the top there. It's a good order so far, just a lot of generic stuff I have a ton of. That's what we really want to see. 514.3, here's another one I have a whole bunch of, this 2010 Prestige. I mean, I have like whole bags of most of these cards, so it's a great move. And we need this Leaf Rookies and Stars. 97 Edge, Black Knights Magnum. Oh, there's a bigger card. And then there's a memorabilia card in here too. I have to pull. So we'll get those after. That's where the bigger money went. 514.33. I think that Magnum card was like 50-60 bucks. You need a mosaic base right there. Got a bunch of those, so that's good. And then we've got a, down here, 524.4. So those other two, like, higher end 5 cards are in a different box, so we'll pull those out later. But here's the score base Favre, or there should be in here somewhere. See, where is it? There it is, for Favre. Okay, and then we have that little game used helmet edge card. I love that one. I have a couple of them. I was getting them really cheap. Like, game used helmets, why don't people think that's cool? But yeah, here it is. Game used helmets. It even, did it tell you what game it was from? Oh, I don't remember. Oh, it's this cool thick card. It's got a little chunk of helmet on there. Alright, so we'll pull that out after. And then we've got a Contenders, 2018 Contenders, so 514.23. Which is way back here, of course. It's mostly a bunch of common base and then a couple higher end cards to make up that sale. But wait, there's more Favre yet. 423.32. guessing this is from the same buyer. I didn't really check, but makes sense. Sometimes if the listings aren't exactly the same, return terms or something, I don't know, there we go, an absolute. They won't put the cards all together for the checkout and they check them out separately. So once in a great while now, I used to have it happen a lot. It was really annoying because they charge you the 30 cents for the additional card sale. But I went in and changed, like, just blanket changed all my terms in my listings to match, which it did correct almost all of them. There are a few stragglers like you just saw. But that way when people check out, they all check out in one, make one payment, and I only pay one fee for collecting the money. Okay. Next, we've got a 10 card Farv order. This is a different buyer for $134.90. So the first one is 9, 6, bag 7. So I found some better Farv stuff recently that I could purchase at shows. And that definitely helps because having a little bit better cards helps move some of the smaller cards. Here we go. So this showcase insert. Picked that up out of a dollar box at BB Sports down in Appleton. Some good stuff out of those dollar boxes for sure. 11, 14, bag 10. Let's see, that's going to be back here. And that's going to be a Proline Gems Projected Leader. There we go. Got that one. Okay, then we need a 1997 Action Packed, which is going to be 17, so it's over here. So again, just a lot of common stuff. More common, so like here's a whole bunch of 97 Action Packs. Again, great to get one of those moving. So perfect sales that I'm looking for to move some of this stuff that I have a lot of bulk of. 14, 15s. It's the last pack in a row here. And a Proline one. It's the one of him throwing. There we go. Super Bowl champion type card. One of my favorite set releases of all time. It features Farv heavily on it. Has the card of him with the diamond ring in it with the actual piece of diamond. I think it's an actual piece of diamond. I don't know. They go cheap enough that they're probably not. But anyway. Okay, a rookie flashback. That's gonna be not skewed, but I might be able to grab one of those real quick because I have like a few stacks of them kind of together. They over here. They over here. I know. I might have to come back and grab that, but I know I got a bunch of them in here, so that'll be easy enough. See a bunch of them? Nope. Nope. Anyway, so I gotta grab that. And then we got 10-2, bag 3. Yeah, I need to... I say this a lot in the videos, but I need to make it a priority to skew the last of this stuff. It will make things a lot easier on me. Here's the pure silver. So this one has actual silver on it. These are pretty rare. This is a big chunk of the money in this order here. Action Pack pure silver, 0.999%. So a little bit bigger card there sold. Nice. 7/10/25. We've got a Game of the Week. There's a foil version of this card too. This is just the regular one. Game of the Week with Warren Moon right here on the top. Nice. Very 90s. Gotta love that. 9/3/24. We got a back to school card. I always like this one. 9/3/24. I'm trying to have to get up for this one. 9/3. Where is it? Here it is. 24/9. There should be a back to school action pack card in here somewhere. There we go. With all those quarterbacks on it. Carved right up front, of course. Okay, and then a Prolifics Upper Deck MVP insert, Heat 19. Oh, that might be in the same, yeah. Heat 19 4. There we go. Prolifics right there. And last but certainly not least, we have a Silver Chase checklist out of Pinnacle. 12, 26, 24. Let's see right here. I got it right on top there. So the silver foil parallel, which is nice. Got little star players on it. Great checklist back in the day. Alright, now we got a Nolan Ryan. 4, 28, 25. Just moved the bag, so everything's in here a little bit tighter again. It's a constant maneuver. $3.99 for a 1994 Fleer. I'm surprised I even asked that much. And I'm even more surprised that it sold for that much. I mean, I don't see a lot of that early 90s Fleer stuff. And I know it's kind of hot right now. The packs are selling hot and stuff. I don't know why. But anyway, I'm sure that's what I was thinking when I listed it that way. And probably, you know, comps other sales. Alright. Here we got a Mosaic Ryan Sandberg. It's an unlicensed card, but this Cubs 80s Stars card sold for $2.99. I'll take that. Okay, then we've got some Sonic stuff. How about that? I sold one Sonic sticker card yesterday or 2 days ago. And kicked off a flurry. I got a big order here. 27 cards for $194.71. So 12-14 bag 2. So a lot of these are going to be in my first bags I ever put together, which is fun. So right here we need the Scrap Brain Zone, just a regular card based on one of the boards, one of the levels. Then we'll see some stickers in here too. So 7, 14, 11. 7, 14, 11. And we need, which one? We need the Way Cool Dude sticker. Way Cool Dude. Alright, we got that one. Okay, next we need 10, 9, 7. And we're looking for a blue blur one. And we need 2 copies of that. You can see I bought a ton of these. Is it this one, the Free Your Friends? Yeah, Free Your Friends. Yep, that's it right there. And I need 2 copies of that with the little birds there. Or what is that? That's a, I think a walrus and a pig, maybe? I'll show you in a second here. You tell me what those are. Is that a walrus? That looks like a pig to me. Got a pig nose. I don't know, random. Alright, next we got another boards card. 12, 14. Bag 2, so we're going to that same one again. Always good to sell cards from one of your very, very first bags. Here we go, right here. Need this Hilltop Zone one. So I said, some stuff does stick around for a while, but you will sell it. And a lot of times for me, I won't sell them for a bit and then I sell a chunk of them. So I'm not that motivated to just like say, oh, this is old inventory, let's clean house and sell it cheap. Here we go, we need 2 of these too. We're just jumping off the cliff there. So grab those. Alright, we're going back up to that early bag. 23 bag 3. 12, 14, 23 bag 3. Okay, got a ton of stuff in here. Alright, first one we need the Sonic like main screen sticker. There it is, one of those. Then we need the Robotnik. Let's see. Sonic is kind of in a frame. This is what it looks like this. The cloud. There he is. The ring around him, pretty cool. Alright, so we got those 2. So a bunch of stuff out of early bags. It was like the 3rd or 4th day I started doing bags in December of 2023. Okay, 10, 14, 24. There we go. Doesn't seem like there's Sonic stuff in here. I don't know. Oh, wait. That's why. It's not the right bag. I don't know what I was thinking. 10, 20, 14, 24. I don't know where I got that from. It's actually 11, 20, 24. 11, 20, 24. Talking and distracting myself here. Okay, right on the top, we need Beat the Brinks. Or the Badniks. Badniks? Yeah, that's what that's called. So those are all the bad guys. That looks like the Flying Piggy thing we saw earlier. I don't know. 11, 20, 24. Perfect. And we need 7. Wait, that was... No, that's not the one I need out of there. Come on, Adam. 11, 14... 11, 20, 24. That one isn't in here, but that's not where I need that from. I need the Tails one right here. Totally Tails. That's the one I need out of that bag. I need this card, but out of a different bag. So definitely don't want to pull it out of the wrong one. That would screw up all the inventory. So we'll put that one back, and we'll go get it from the correct bag. 7, 14, 11. So that'll be in this bag here. So we're looking at that Beat the Badniks card again. There we go. It's in this one here. So having multiple listings can be good and bad. Alright, 7, 14, bag 11. So this, I guess this is technically a big non-sport sale. It's just from not the non-sport store. And actually, I think that was the case the last few days. I've had a lot. Actually, I've had a lot of non-sport sales, but they've been stuff that's still been, you know, that was listed earlier in my main store before I started a second store. Here we go. I need this little Speedy Sonic here. That's the one that I sold the other day. That kind of kicked this off. Same card that way. All right, 10, 10, 9, 7. Oh, same bag. 10, 9, 7. We need a... I don't know what this one is. It looks like it's got some studio lighting in it behind him. There it is. This one. Well, it's not studio lighting, it's clouds. Him on a shiny floor, basically. Alright. We're still working on the Sonics. This is good. And also, these are selling out of the sports store, opening spots for more sports cards, so that's good. Evening that arrangement out where I want to get all the non-sport out of that store. I'm obviously only listing it in the new store now. So we're getting the attrition we're looking for. Alright, this one says Buddies on it. Let's see. Buddies right there with him and Tails. Nice. And then 7, 14, 11. So in the next bag, here we need another header sticker. I don't see one of those in here. 7, 14, 11, right? Yeah, that's what we got. There it is. Right there. Okay. Oop. All right, next. Excellent. We need another board card or level card, whatever you want to call it. And that's going to be up in these really early bags. So we need the marble zone. So we're standing on like fire block right there. Perfect. I bet you didn't think you were going to tune in for a large Sonic the Hedgehog sale today. And that's the beauty of cards, in my opinion. It's very unpredictable. There's all the, oh, this is liquid and that doesn't sell and this sells, and I don't know. I mean, I get statistics, and yes, there are some things that sell faster than others, always. But there's stuff that's just worth, small investment, hanging on to it, and you get a nice return out of it. Like, I make a ton of money off these cards, so that's why I keep doing them. I need the big one where it's like heads cut off on the side. I think I passed it already. There it is. Big close-up of Sonic there. And if you're selling the thing that not everybody else is selling, there can be great value in that too. 11, 20, 24. Depends on patience, depends on how much money you want to get out of it, depends on if you can tie up capital or not. Like, there's a bunch of things that go into that stuff. Which one is it? This one? No, it's the Ha 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 one right there. Ha 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 with Robotnik, the bad guy on it. Alright, back to the top. We got a sticker from one of the early bags. I mean, I paid, especially back then, like nothing for these cards. Nobody was buying non-sport stuff, so probably paid, 15 cents a piece, something like that. Most of these stickers I'm getting like $6, $7 a piece for. Or more, depending on what it is. Some a little less though too, to be fair. That's a nice size order. Alright, now we got another board. Is this a board card? Yeah, the special stage. Oh, it's right on the front. Nice. It's a special stage. Cool. So good to see all these early listings coming out at one time. 7, 14, 11. So we're going to go in that same bag again. I think this one is the one we need. Yep, with him listing the dumbbell. Are you up to it? Sweet. And I think we're going back to the top again. We got another board card from one of the early listings. 12, 14, 23. And we need the Spring Yard Zone. Let's see. That should be this one. Yep, right here. Nice. Yeah, just got to find that right buyer, right? I mean, that's mostly the trick to it. I've yet to find a card that no one wants to buy, for the most part. Yeah, I've gotten some cards for free that I'm like, yeah, sure, what the heck, I'll throw it in the store if it sells. Here we go, Labyrinth Zone card. And a lot of times there's even a stack of cards that go to list. Let's say it's 20, 30 cards, and I'm like, wow, this will be the last one to sell. It's some random lineman from the 90s, card, and boom, that's the first one that sells. So, I don't know, as long as you don't have to get the cards out at a certain time, or you need the instant capital return. You can kind of buy anything and beat Robotnik. And just wait for the buyers, you know. Do your promotions, do, you know, some coupon sales, like do whatever you got to do to try to entice some buyers to pull that trigger too. But I want to try to sell my stuff for the price I'm asking for. That's always been my goal. Here we go. Oil Ocean Zone. Nice. Another early pack sale there. Again, another pack, different pack, but still an early one. We've got Casino Night. Ooh, that sounds fun. Casino Night Zone. Alright. We got one more out of here. I think I'll just pull that one real quick. The Swing Fortress Zone. Then we're done with the early bags. We have a few more to go here. Alright. Then we've got this, another Robotnik Ha 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 sticker. 7/14/11. There it is. Ha 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 ha. He does a lot of laughing. But such a great property, Sonic. There's, you know, newer movies out. There's always, you know, merchandising, things like that. It's the perfect kind of thing to keep around. That Wing Fortress card we already pulled, so 10/9/7. Last Sonic card. I need another one where he's in the cloud. I don't know why they wanted two of these, but there we go. Happy to oblige. There we go. And that's the Sonic order. Not bad, not bad. I like that. Alright, next we've got a Brian Sept from the Browns. We're back to some actual sports now, which is good. 8/14/24. Let's see, where are you? Right here. So we need a Brian Sept from 79 Tops. It's going to be a little bit of a hodgepodge, mostly vintage stuff, but for 80s stuff. There he is, Brian Sept. That's sold for $269. Nice there. Alright, then we got an earlier card here. We got a Marvin Harrison, 2000 Finest. 3/1/24. Right here, we got a Marvin Harrison. Where is he? There he is. Sold for $1.79. Not big money, but again, not a big name either. Probably more recently famous due to his son being drafted high. Here's that case hit magnet card that I listed. I was kind of surprised it didn't sell on Whatnot because I'd gotten a bunch of offers and different looks at it there. I was like, oh, well, this will be the market for that. But I ended up selling on eBay, so, which is fine, of course. 8/19 bag 3. Let's see where, there it is. Ezekiel Elliott, and it's actually just it's thick. It's a big magnet. Now, this might have to ship 2 ounces. I got $7 for that. I got it out of a quarter box, so I think I had it listed at 10. So I ended up, you know, taking a bit lower on it. But good to move. Ezekiel Elliott, not a big name. Cowboys aren't going to be very good. There's like not a lot of reason to hang on to that card if I can get an okay offer for it. Especially, like I said, with only paying a quarter. Okay, we need a Brewers Police card. We need Craig Counsell. There we go. Sold for $1.99. Controversial Brewers player since now he's the coach of the Cubs. All the trader talk and all that fun stuff. Alright, we need a couple Joker movie stickers, and I know right where those are, so we'll just dig those out quick, even though they're not skewed. Let's get rid of a couple more not skewed cards. I love it. There's 2 right here. These Joker cards here, those sold for $6, or $5.98, I guess, technically. $2.99 a piece, right? It's another non-sport card going, or well, yeah, non-sport card plus not skewed, so nice clean out there on that one. All right, then we need a Cordell Stewart hologram card, 713-3. Cordell Stewart is kind of a sneaky seller. It's not hot by any means. There we go, laser view. But if you get cool cards like this, I mean, $2.99 I got for that. Steeler fans, you know, they eat up good buyers of cards, so I'll pick that stuff up when I can find it in like dime boxes and that. I mean, you gotta look at it this way. If you're buying a card for a dime, before quantity discount, because, you know, if you're buying stuff for a dime, you're probably going to buy a bunch of them. You should be buying a bunch of them and then get a little bit of a deal off of that. But let's say you're even paying the full 10 cents. Like, if you can't hang on to that card for a year on the 10-cent investment, like, I don't know, maybe this isn't the right thing for you. All right, $1.99, we've got this Vagard Olvang cross-country skier. I mean, who knows? I don't know who that is, but it comes in. I get these big lots of Sports Illustrated for kids, and anything can sell out of those for sure. So, all right. Next, we've got a Lucas Splash card, 827.7. That's actually up here. 827.7 should be in this one. So Lucas Splash right there, sold for $3.99. Sold a Curry one of those the other day. 87.7. All right, we'll put that back. All right, next we got 10 items for $29.90. A bunch of bow stuff, it looks like. 622.18. All right, we need a 91 Pacific. So it's going to be pretty low on stuff, it looks like, which is awesome. My favorite cards to sell. There we go. Bunch of bows. 91 there. 824. This is definitely not the lowest end. 2017 Gridiron Kings card. Insert card. 824.4. Here it should be. There he is, Gridiron King's bow, nice. Alright, this is all newer listings, it looks like. For this order, unlike the Sonic stuff, where it was a lot of older stuff, 519, 25. Let's see, where are you? Here you are. We need a 91 Upper Deck. It's just funny that this stuff's out, because I remember there's so many copies of all these cards that everybody's like, no, I don't want those, I don't want those. 91 Upper Deck, there we go. And now this stuff is like my biggest sellers, these early 90s cards. You know, nostalgia for me, nostalgia for others as well, and they're getting bought. A lot of the stuff got, oh, silver printed. Yeah, but a lot of it got thrown out, you know. None of it was, people bought so much of it. It was going to be their college fund and all that. Here we go, 89 Pro Set. And then they realized, you know, it wasn't worth anything. And, you know, card hobby kind of faded a bit. And so a lot of this stuff got tossed. I don't think there's as much out there as we think there is, or at least as there was at one time. 28.4. Okay, we need a Bo Jackson. This is his rookie year. I love this card because his rookie card's expensive. This one is not so much, and it's from the same year, so I like picking those up. 428.4. Come on, there we go. And we need a, come on, 90 Pro Set, 816, bag 20. Bag bag 20. Here we go. 1990 Pro set. Here we go, right there. Love the picture on that with the high leg and everything. Kind of Heisman-ish if you look at it. He's kind of got the arm out and. All right, 1620. Here's an early one, 238 from early 2024. Excuse me, early 2024. There we go. More 90s stuff. Cool card though. I mean, these cards were always cool. I thought I'd always hung on to them because I, you know, with the lightning and all that, just neat design. All right, 816, 22. Here we need a 91 Fleer. So here's another 91 Fleer card selling. So we sold the berry and the bow. So stuff doesn't come up as much as it did. But I still find piles of this stuff here and there, and quarter and dime boxes and stuff. And yeah, if it's these big names like this, sure, I buy all of them. 1990 Score. Let's see. Here we go. A 90 Score. Again, very common. You can see I just bought a pile of common 90s base low-end bow cards there in that bag, and I just sold a bunch of them out of there. 11.8. I mean, are you gonna is it all home run prices and you're gonna get $400 for them when you grade them? And no, that's not the cards that they are, but that's okay too. Here it is, Score. All right, so that's the bow order. But you know, if you can sell a bunch of those cards and make $1 here or there off of each one, like that's pretty good money. All right, 975. We need a Milestones Emmett out of here. This would have probably been bought out of a $1 box, I'm guessing. There he is, Milestones. That's all for $4.49. Nice. And then I got a nice big Pokemon order, so I guess another non-sport order. So I had more non-sport action than I thought. I just looked at what sales were in what stores. So okay, so now some of these are going to be in here because I had done the trick or trade stuff in here early on. So there's going to be some foils in here. All right, what do I need? Mimikyu? I don't know how you say these names. But I need 2 of those. There's one. That's a foil. Uh-oh, I only saw one. Maybe there's one up here somewhere. Or I'll have to dig one out. I think I have some listed somewhere else too, so worst case scenario, I can dig one out somewhere else. But it should be in here. Yeah, I don't see any other ones in there. Okay, we'll get to that later. We need Marshadow, which is actually going to be bagged. Then we need Haunter. I need 2 of those. So like I think I just sold Haunters, right? And we're going to need a couple of them out of here. Here we go. So we need 2 of those. What else do we need out of the non-skewed drawer? We need 2 chandelures. There we go, 2 of those. So this is great. A nice big quantity sale too. We need a Ghastly out of here. I think he's just a regular card. I don't think he's foil. Come on, there's Ghastly. Alright. Then we need a Mewtwo. I saw that in the back. That's a big one. Mewtwo right there. Then we need 2 Darkrai. There we go, a couple of those. Those are skewed. We need 2 Dusk Noir hollows. This is great. I'm really getting rid of a lot of this stuff that's been sitting here listed for a while. I only had one of those too. Weird. Where the heck would they be? There might be a few more like scattered in random spots in here too, so I'll have to dig a little further. I'm not going to do that in the video, but they're obviously in here, so. Alright, and then we need 1 Gorgeist. And then we need 3 Trevenant Hollow Rares. Alright, there's 3 of those. Nice. So that's a bunch of the Pokemon order. Let's go back and get the ones that are bagged. And then we'll have to go back and dig out those couple that weren't. Alright, so we need 4, 8, 24, 4. That should be up here, I think. Is it down here? Yeah. No, it's up here. I was right the first time. 4, 8, 24, 4. Let's me back here. I need 2 Marshadows. There we go. Marshadow. Alright. I think it's going to be the same. They're all going to be like the same bags within each other. So I'm just going to leave that one out. 4, 8, 24, 5. Yeah. I need 4 of these. 4 of these little. Huh. 4, 8, 24. I think it's supposed to be 4, 8, 24, 4. 4, 8, 24, 4. We need Grievard. Well, where are they? Having trouble with these Pokemon orders. Let's see, is there Pokemon in there? I don't think so. Maybe there is. Nope. Yeah, there's some in here. Pikachu, there's Dusk Noir. That might be the ones I was looking for earlier. Oh, that's why it's 828. 24, 4. So we need 3, 4. These are the wrong bag. And that's why I don't usually just try to skip ahead. Because the stuff can be anywhere. Alright, got those back. Alright, we need 825. I'm not doing so great on reading the bags today. I don't know. Some days are like that. 828.5. There we go. There's a bunch of Pokemon in here. We need 4 Grievards. Whoever that is. But you can see it's just, there we go, 4. You can see it's just quantity of Halloween Pokemon stuff. Okay, then we need bag 4. 828. Bag 4. Put 5 back. Alright, so with bag 4 we need 3 Gorgeist. There we go, 3 of those. Nice. Love that the quantity is moving. That's really good. Okay, next we need. I'm looking at that. I'm like 828, 2, 4. What is this one? 3. Thought one got out of order. Okay, then we need 484, and we're back to that other bag up top here. So again, selling a bunch of older bag stuff. So Trevenant, I need 2 right there. Foils. Alright, next we need 828-4 again. We need 2 Darkrai. Here we go, 2 of those. Foils. Yeah, this is a great order because I don't, like I said, I don't intentionally stock this stuff. I generally have Pokemon Halloween just because they're cheap, or I buy them for shows as giveaways and we don't give them all out or something like that. There's a Murkrow, we just need 1 of those. Then we need 2 Chandelure foils, got those. Alright. So yeah, I'm happy to have these all go at one sale. That's awesome. Like selling a big lot basically. 828. Bag 6. Now they can't be worth very much because they were so overprinted and common and cheap. So I need 2 of these Iron Jugulus. There he is. 2 of those. Okay, then I gotta go back up top again. All over the place on this one. Not complaining, as long as I'm pulling and selling cards, I'm happy. 8, 4, 8, 3. Especially, like I said, stuff like this where it's not like my bread and butter money stuff. I need 2 Pikachus. There we go. Pikachu foil. I know who that is, of course. Played Pokemon Go for quite a while, as most people did when it came out. I had fun with it. I mean, I took it... I used to go to certain locations, catch certain Pokemon and stuff like that. But it's more just like a fun community-based thing to do than, like, you know, I was seriously into Pokemon or something. 828.5. But it definitely has a solid following. Haunter, and I need 7 of them. Yep, there you go, my whole stack of Haunters. You can have them. 828.4. We need 2 Pumpkaboos. Is this the right bag? 828.4. No, it's not. So I'm not going to find them in there. 828.4. It's the previous one. 8.4, and I need 2 Pumpkaboos. Here we go. 2 of those. 828.6. So yet another bag. 28.6. Yeah, it's just a big dump of Halloween Pokemon that I had opened at the time. 3 Phantumps. Tumps. Here we go. 3 of those. Alright, we're getting there. Just a few more, but what a great order, hey? Great clear out. Kinda surprised it took this long to sell them. You know, Pokemon was so hot. You know, starting a couple months ago, I really figured, and I sell a few here or there, but like this is the first kind of picked up recently. Let's just put it that way. 484. 484, and I need a Mimikyu. 2 of those, got them. And then 24.3. Gonna be this one. We need 2 Dusk Noir foils. There we go. Couple of those. And then 5 more down here of Ghastly. It's crazy the quantity that Shouldn't say it's crazy. It's not crazy. It makes sense in a lot of ways. You know, if I buy stuff, I buy it in quantity, so I get 828.6. You know, I don't know if these cards are any good in the game or anything, or why the motivation to pick them up or pick them up in quantity, but ghastly. All right, how many do I need? 5. 1, 2, 4, 5. All 5 of them that I have, and that's it. That's that really nice big Pokemon order. Excited about that. Some more non-sport out the door. What was that again? That was, it's not 24 items because there's multiples, but it's 143.44. So nice order. All right, back to sports. I promise you we have some more sport. 515.2. And it kind of goes back to what I've been alluding to the past couple of months, that non-sport has just been better for me in many ways. 250, Freddie Freeman, that's the box exclusive one, flagship box. Definitely more of a pain to list. 525. I shouldn't say that. Some of it is pretty easy. You can scan it and put it in there. Kenny Lofton, the Gold Studio, 250. But, in fact, some of it is a lot easier. Like Garbage Pail Kids, man, you just scan the whole stack and you're done. You know, even the parallels are pretty easy to figure out with that. But there's a lot of like weird stuff, right? Like sets you don't know, games you don't know. Plenty of them that are not in Card Dealer Pro. 18.5. So it does make that a little bit more difficult. Thanks again so much, all of you, for watching. I appreciate you. Leave a thumbs up if you liked the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Share this video with someone you think might enjoy it. Ring the bell to be notified of any future videos, especially the live show reminders on Wednesday evening, 8 Central Standard Time. We do have the GOAT Show coming up next weekend already. Tables all sold out. Hope to see you there. Free admission, free parking, lots of great deals by lots of great vendors. Giveaways, drawings, find a goat, great food, the whole thing. BB Breaks, providing some entertainment and giving you options to buy into breaks. So hope to see you there. But that's it for this one. Remember, can't sell.